Hey guys, Vulcan here from Sunday Smoke Podcast. I want to touch base on a little bit of the stuff we've been talking about the past week or a couple weeks. We want to kind of dive into maybe the algorithm. How can we defeat the beast or prevent the algorithm from putting everybody in, I don't know what you say, their lowest emotional pattern? Kind of focus on rage bait. That's one of my little emails I get that gives me a little pop culture blurb there. Rage bait is, I don't know if they said it was the phrase or the word of the year, according to some dictionary. But what is rage bait? Rage bait is like a content where they're trying to, the primary intent is to stir or incite a emotional reaction. Like, get you angry or defensive. Why do you think somebody would do this? They're trying to maximize their engagement. They want to get more views, more likes, more comments. How's that work? Why would somebody want to do that? It's not just a popularity contest. And that's how the algorithm works. The more views or likes or comments, it doesn't know if you're commenting positively, if you're trying to provoke. It doesn't matter. It just knows it's a reaction. It is gaining an audience. It's gaining attention. It's gaining attention's the best way. That's all it looks at. The more attention it gets, the more it will be shared. What happens then is the creator person, whoever put the rage or reactive type content out there, that's how it gets monetized, right, guys? This straight up, that's how it gets monetized. At the beginning of all this social media stuff, everybody wanted the addiction. The beginning of the addiction was they just wanted to see the little thumbs up, the likes, or how many people viewed it. They wanted to just know I guess they were being included. Is that a good way of saying it? Or being affirmed. That's one reason we're addicted to it. That's why the social media platforms, the TikToks, the Facebooks, the YouTube, the endless scrolling is very addictive. It actually became addictive, maybe, when it was such a smaller platform or smaller platforms with the counts of how many views it got or how many likes you received. You know, how does that work? Why do we like, comment? Why do we feel the need to comment? If it's something that's, like I tried to define earlier, a rage bait, something exciting, something offensive sometimes. I think it plays on our instincts, our internal, because we're trying to show justice. We're trying to defend some moral obligation to correct the error or offensive rhetoric. How can we break the algorithm? You know, how about we don't propagate it? Don't click on it. Now, I brought this up in one of my shorts earlier this week or this weekend. If you hover over it, that changes your algorithm, because to the algorithm, it doesn't know that you're angry, happy, sad. It just knows that you've spent time on whatever this video is. That's how it puts out to share to more people. Everything doesn't get shared to everybody. It's like if you started a YouTube channel, if you started trying to be a creator on some of these social medias, it doesn't just go out to everybody. They have little test areas. How the algorithm is set up, throws it out there to just for easy number, or maybe 100 people, and it lets them see it in their feed, in their shorts feed, in their Instagram feed, to see if they get any attention, to see if they get any likes, reactions, comments. And if, say, I don't know what the percentage would be, say, you get a handful, well, then the algorithm sees that. It's like, well, these people are interested in this information, this topic, then they look at their algorithm of what they've usually liked, and that population to a bigger group. So that bigger group that's similar to the people that commented or liked it now get to see the topic, the subject, the content that's being produced or shared. It's a better word. So what you're doing then is you're giving the creator, the author, the attention. That's how the machine works. The more attention, the more profit. There's a lot of buzzwords talking about the algorithms controlling us. It's actually not controlling us. It's it's kind of exploiting, maybe. Is that a good word? Exploiting. Looking around, trying to think, just my thoughts on a Wednesday afternoon on the Sunday Smoke podcast. It's like exploiting. The algorithm is exploiting us. It's not controlling us because we're actually making the decision to watch it. We're making a decision to like it, dislike it, comment on it. Made me think of this because I had several comments this week on some of my shorts talking about critical thinking, Cliff, talking about the sewer in your pocket, some of the titles. And it was actually kind of shocking to me, some of the comments. But I mean, it gets into the attention span, and I think it's one of my videos too. And they're very short. The videos that I've got the most comments on are anywhere from 40 seconds to 90 seconds. Some of the comments are not even related or loosely related to what I said in the video. I mean, they probably watched the first 3 or 4 sentences, if that, and totally went into a adjacent subject. The one that's coming to my mind currently is the video. I have to recall what I called it because it's the 2-day shipping video, the 2-day shipping shorts that I put on YouTube. I put it on all the other socials too. And I was talking about everything's been so good for so long in our society, our country. And the initial reaction was a couple of people commenting they can't believe that I say things are so good for so long because there's people that are homeless, there's people that are starving. That wasn't the topic I was trying to touch on. I was touching on how the smallest inconveniences of the stuff that we take for granted because they've always been there is causing stress and anxiety for us. It's like 2-day shipping. If you don't know different, if something takes a week, well, that causes stress and that causes complaining. I challenge everybody to let's not complain. There's no reason to complain, especially when something's out of your control. It brings in the kind of the Stoic philosophies. It's like, there's a dichotomy of control. I guess that's the best way to say it. There's 2 things about control. There's things in your control and there's things out of your control. You really have to sit down and look at it or really think about it. It's like, what is actually in your control? Responding to something that incites a quick emotion, that's in your control. You don't have to comment. We have this reason we have to make comments. I don't know, it's the reactionary thing. You have actually the right, or you don't have to have an opinion. The opinion that you have is to not have an opinion just because somebody says something. I'm not saying being indifferent to things. Is it Epictetus, Ingridian, I believe, talks about, I don't know, impression. It's an impression is like how you react to something. Something said to you, something you see, that's the impression. An impression in your mind, how you digest it. Don't let the first impression knock you off your feet. That means if you see something, hear something, emotions will arise immediately. That's the way our species is built. But you don't have to react to it immediately. You need to stand back and ask the question. It's like, where is this coming from? Why are they saying this? Is this true? Is it something in my control? Is it something I can influence? Can I advise? The immediate reaction it's not a principle that we all should have. No, just, I don't know. It's like unthinking stuff. That's a good word. It's unthinking because we're not thinking. We're not using the mind. A quick reaction, especially to something. You're not even in the same room. You're reacting to something that is produced. We don't know if it's accurate. It's all it's trying to do is to involve you in emotions. It's trying to get your attention. The reason they want to get your emotions, they want to get you aggravated. It's a good word, maybe, is because whoever the author is, their intention, their intent is to grab your attention. It doesn't matter if you love it. I mean, it's you can like it. I think some of the platforms, I think YouTube's one of them that has thumbs up or thumbs down, so you can like or dislike. Okay, that's still engagement. It tells the algorithm which groups to show it to, right? Well, the more groups they show it, the more eyes on it. That's where advertising comes in, the monetization comes in. You can get, that's just how the machine works. It's the more attention, the more profit. How about that? The more attention, the more profit. So if you're propagating it and it's something that makes you angry, or you think you're trying to help defend somebody, whatever rhetoric it is that, it's the new buzzword, rhetoric. You feel a moral obligation to say something. Okay, that makes you feel better. Let's think about this. Is it making a difference? I don't want to say to be indifferent about it. You should be aware of these things. These things are out there. I would look at the other side. If you're engaging through these platforms, you're enabling the platform to share what's angering you even more. Talking about dichotomy, something that you don't like and you choose to watch it, gets your emotions fired up, and then now it's insulting. Not even insulting to you, but you feel an obligation morally to say something, to point out the error of the way of the content creator, author. Well, you shockingly or crazy the way that this platforms work. Well, that actually increases the views. It increases the outreach. You're actually helping share the message. I mean, I guess a good strategy would be like, it's not looking at my notes, maybe to not feed the beast. I've brought it up before in some of the recordings, or I don't know if it made it through the editing. I have to think about it a little bit. I drive a school bus, so I get to see the younger generation. I drive it from when they first go to school until they either drive or leave school in the primary school, K through 12. And I do talk to them. I see that they're learning. It's a small window, a small sample of the human species, and it's at a time where they're developing. They have disagreements. They feel they want to be wanted, needed. They want to be included. They want attention. Some of the littles, as I call them, they'll call out to me. They don't call me Vulcan on the bus. They call me Coach or Coach House. And I try to give them advice. It's like you got a little boy like aggravating a little girl. They'll tell me, "Hey, he's looking at me." Okay, and I'll tell them, it's like, what happens if you ignore them? They're just looking. It's like them looking at a wall. Just don't engage them. It's hard to understand when you're little, but that's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing now with the rage bait. It's the same principle. It's like, hey, they're looking at me, or hey, they said something about me, and then you're engaging with them. What would happen if you didn't engage with them? Then it's just a person talking to nothing or looking at nothing, and then they just kind of go away. Just kind of sitting there thinking about it. It reminds me of discussion we had the other day with one of my clients. It's The Simpsons, the animated series The Simpsons. I think it's been on probably since Epictetus and Socrates were around. But it feels like it's been on for a long time. But there was an episode, and I can't exactly remember the beginning. I just remember the basis of the episode. It was the advertisements came to life, and they were like causing chaos and causing grief for the town, I think Springfield, Homer, and they finally figured out the only way to defeat all these come to life advertisements was to ignore them. When they ignored them, all these little advertisements that had come to life, they all perished. They all went away. There's no more problem. Or you think we can maybe make some of the rage bait perish? That would be the great challenge I give everybody this week, or the middle of this week. It's this kind of don't let the bait influence your reason. How about that? Don't let the bait influence your reason. I'm not saying to be not emotional. You can be emotional about it. You can be sympathetic to things. There's things you need to know that's going on in the world. Just remember, your attention is what they're going after. And if you give them the attention, you're fueling them to be able to get other people's attention. If that makes sense. By you trying to fix the problem, it's possible, or it's probable. This is the way that mechanism works. You're fueling the problem. Yes, you have to disagree, but you don't have to disagree through the platform. If that makes sense. If something comes on here, if I say something, that you totally disagree with. I would like it if they're in disagreement. So, maybe we can have a discussion, a quote unquote discussion through the online commenting, or it's not really chatting. All we call it a discussion through the comment section. I can point out, maybe not point out, I can clarify my intent or my lack of communication getting the point to you, which kind of falls on me some. I mean, it does. If you look at something and you say something that's kind of adjacent or something that's not really pinpointing the subject, I can give you more information through that comment. That's kind of what the platform, sorry, I'm tongue twist today, platform, I think that might have been the original intent. But I brought it up before, the big brain disease that we have. We've been created this big brain, so it allows us to think, which is awesome. It allows us to overthink, which is not awesome, or I should say unawesome. Kind of makes me happy. And it's like, I don't know, it's another thing it comes into is like the rage bait. I think it's fueling probably more anger in our society. I'm not talking about just like targeted anger into fringe groups or any certain group. I drive a lot. I get to commute a lot. I get to travel across the country doing different events and in the race world and the trail race world. And just to see this kind of fuels my thought about inconvenience, how small inconveniences. Maybe this helped propagate. We get to see somebody rage about their small inconvenience. Examples like they want to get online and share their terrible experience at you fill in the blank fast food. This person doesn't know what they're doing. It made me wait. I had to do this. I had to get out of line when I was in my vehicle in the drive-thru, and they made a mistake in putting the food in the bag. So let's step back and look at that. So people watch that because it's a gotcha moment. They want to see this person belittle the other person because they made a mistake. It doesn't matter why they make the mistake, but or the person in the content is either intentionally showing you the rage or they're actually having the rage because of such an inconvenience. If we really look at it, the fact that you or in your vehicle drove up to an establishment so somebody else could prepare your food. You went without getting out of your vehicle. You paid for it. It was put together. You exchanged currency for it. It was handed through the window. And then you get aggravated because you have to step out of your vehicle within just a few minutes because it wasn't done exactly like you expected it. So that's the trap of convenience. And that's what I got into earlier. Those inconveniences of such small things, it's astonishing to me. If you kind of sit back and look at what you're really complaining about, it's not that your food's bad. It's not that your food's not there. You're not able to get it. It's the fact it's not the way you expected it because now it's inconvenient because you have to go in and see if you can get it corrected. It's like in driving. It's like when people driving, the reaction now for people, if it's crazy. It's all over the country. It's not just in the little place that I live. I live in a very small, sleepy college town. When a light changes now, it is almost immediate if somebody does not move that there's a horn blowing. I'm talking about within a second, maybe 2 seconds. Now, I understand most people have experienced somebody in front of them attached to one of these little devices that I call the sewer in your pocket because, the addiction, we've got 90 seconds because of this traffic stop, before the signal changes. Let me check in and see if somebody liked my post or if they made a post that I need to dislike or make a comment on or I can't believe. And it slows down the process of the intersection, because somebody's looking down, not aware of their situation around them. And they might sit there for a whole 15 to 20 seconds. But we get angry because of that, because they're taking something away, I guess. They're taking our liberty to go wherever we want to go as fast as we want to go. I mean, if that's what it really boils down to. I don't know if that's exactly a liberty. It's the convenience, like driving the big cheese wagon. I drive down this road right here. It's a very sparsely populated road. Yeah, I think it takes 4.5 to 5 minutes from the traffic stop so you get to the next traffic stop. It's a 2-lane road, double line. It's got a couple turn lanes in it. Then it gets to a section where it's just a straightaway and it's the hash line. So it's a legal pass zone. Of the students in the cheese wagon, and our standing rule driving a school bus is we go 5 miles an hour below the speed limit. The speed limit is 55. Our standing rule is we go 50 miles an hour. I mean, we're just trying to, invent more safety, staying just under the speed limit. I can't tell you the amount of times that I get passed just because I'm in the school bus. People are assuming that I'll make a stop. It could be 6:30 in the morning. It could be 4:30 in the afternoon. They pass. Now, it's a legal pass, but they pass the school bus, aka the cheese wagon, on that stretch of road. For instance, this is what started my memory is yesterday, coming back, approximately 16:20 or 4:20, a vehicle passed. I had to slow down because when they passed, there was oncoming traffic. Because, I'm 40 feet long, they probably couldn't see the oncoming traffic. So when they passed the bus, I slowed down, came around me, and within 2 minutes, because when we pull into the town, that vehicle was sitting at the same traffic stop I was sitting at, waiting for the red light to change. I don't know if it's not forethought, because passing me right there saved them 0 time, increase the chance of error between the person that's passed me, and the person that was coming the other direction. So that increases it increases the risk of a incident happening. But after they passed me, okay, that's not just one traffic stop in the downtown of the little city I live in. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So you've gained nothing. But the need to pass me is they couldn't overcome it. They couldn't wait. I guess it's more of a patience thing. It's maybe the fast pace of being angry all the time, being anxious. How about anxious? I'm just angry. If everybody's angry. So here's a challenge. Let's call it the no click challenge. Let me change that. Let's call it the no click challenge, except for this video you're watching right now. We want to click on it because we want to share this video. The no click rage bait challenge. Let's starve the beast. Let's starve the algorithm. Let's don't comment, share, cover on anything that's maybe egregious, enticing for a big emotional response or a negative emotional response. Let's don't comment on it. It's like really resist the urge to comment on it. Even though the comment could help the person or other people change their view, that's another thing. If you comment on it, are you commenting on it in hopes to change the view of the author, the creator, or are you commenting on it to show the other people that you're in disagreement? It's another thought process. But the no click challenge. How long should we set the challenge for? Can we set the challenge? We can start small. Today's Wednesday. Let's do the no click challenge through the weekend, through Sunday. So that would give us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days. We can do a 5-day challenge. How about that? And then I will increase it after that. If we get through the 5-day challenge, I'm sure it's not going to break the algorithm. Maybe we can dent the algorithm. Maybe it can help your algorithm. And then, because we're in the Christmas season, let's don't spread hate. Let's don't spread negative emotion. Let's spread joy. That's the challenge. It's the spread joy challenge. And let's put down the negative emotion challenge.